Good morning, my dear students. Welcome to our YouTube channel Academia Ambala. Students, today I am going to start this video with a beautiful quote. A room without books is like a body without a soul. It means a body is dead and useless without the soul. Likewise, a room without books is as good as useless. Reading builds vocabulary, increases knowledge, and good recreation for the mind. Students, today I am going to read a chapter from your English reader book, and the name of the chapter is Unusual Friends. Unusual means not common, different, not usual. This is a story about a cat and a mouse. This is first part of the video where I am going to read this chapter for you, and the second part will be chapter explanatory video. The name of the chapter is Unusual Friends. Once upon a time, there was a cat who wanted to be friends with a mouse. The mouse was very doubtful about such a relationship, but the cat insisted that she wanted to be friends. "I don't trust you," said the mouse. "Oh, come on," replied the cat. "I'm lonely and so are you. Winter is fast approaching. It will be dark and cold. If we stay together, we can keep each other company and help each other find food." "I know what you mean by food," said the mouse. "Nonsense," said the cat. "I love you too much for that." After much persuasion, the mouse agreed to set up house with the cat. They found a comfortable cottage and cleaned it up. Then they went around gathering food for winter. The mouse suggested that a pot of dripping would be healthy and see them through winter. The cat agreed, so they set off in search and were successful in stealing a pot of dripping from an eating place. They hid it under the altar of a church, where they were sure nobody would find it. "We must not touch it until it is very cold, and we can't find food anywhere," said the mouse. The cat agreed, saying, "It will be our secret store for when times get hard. We will always come here together." They settled into their lives, though the mouse kept a watchful eye on the cat, lest she got hungry someday. Luckily, the cat behaved herself, and life was peaceful. Barely a month had passed when the cat started thinking about the pot of dripping stored away under the altar. She made excuses to the mouse and quietly went to the altar to see if it was still there. The sight of the pot of dripping made her drool, and she decided to taste just a little bit of it. The cat returned home, feeling a sense of guilt. The mouse suspected nothing. He asked how her day had been, to which she replied that she had been to the church where a little baby was being named. "What did they name the baby?" asked the mouse. "Top off," said the cat. "What a strange name to give a baby," the mouse exclaimed. They continued their lives together as before, but not for long. The cat could not forget about the hidden pot of dripping. She kept thinking that it was wrong to leave it like that. What if someone were to find it? What if someone were to eat it? One day, she told the mouse that she needed to visit a friend who lived near the church. She said that she would be back as soon as she could. At the church, the cat helped herself to another serving of dripping. By the time she was through, half the pot was empty. She relaxed and feeling satisfied with herself, thought, "The best things in life are the things you keep to yourself." When she reached home, the mouse was waiting for her anxiously. She informed him that her friend was quite well and that she now had a pretty baby named Half Gone. "What strange names you cats keep for your babies," said the mouse. As days passed, the cat tried to keep her mind off the dripping, but in vain. She thought, "I should not leave the pot half empty. It will get moldy. My mother always told me never leave a job half done." So she made excuses and visited the church again. The dripping did not have any mold over it. Instead, it looked more inviting than ever. She rolled the jar on its side and finished it completely. Then she licked her paws with satisfaction. She wondered why the best things in life didn't last. She returned home feeling full and heavy. "Did you have a good time?" asked the mouse. "Oh, yes. In fact, I ran into an old friend. She has a cute baby whom she calls All Gone." "You cats have the strangest names I have ever heard," remarked the mouse. As the days passed, the winter grew more severe. It was getting difficult to find food to eat. The mouse suggested that they go and eat a small serving of dripping. "Do you think our pot will be safe?" "Of course it will be," remarked the cat. "Our pot is absolutely safe, but we shouldn't go there now. We should try to find some food now and go there when no food is available at all." However, after much persuasion by the mouse, the cat accompanied the mouse to the church. When they went under the altar, the pot was just where they had left it, but it was empty. The mouse was furious. He yelled and shrieked and jumped up and down in his fury. Top off, half gone, and now all gone. To stop the mouse from saying anything else, the cat pounced on the mouse, but the mouse ran away. So students, this was our story. I hope you have enjoyed the story and keep reading. Stay safe. Be happy.